Okay, so I thought we'd take a proper look at this eBay sale that had the supposed prototype Emperor Dalek figure. Now, I will say they do appear to have actually some legit prototypes. For example, stuff like a holographic Ninth Doctor. That pretty much does seem to be legit. I've had people saying that he's a known person to sell fake stuff, which is a possibility. But the stuff like the prototype, Dalek, which has the handwritten notes, and I have seen ones like this, legit prototypes like this before that have the handwritten notes and that. So yeah, he clearly is selling some actual legit stuff here. Now the Cyberman, the Tomb Cyberman, I was initially a little bit stumped at it, but then I realised this is not a prototype of a character options figure. This is a prototype of a Daypol figure. Yeah, it took us a second to realise, but this is actually a prototype of a Daypol figure, even though it doesn't mention it here, and that is literally... Yeah, these descriptions could be a little bit more lengthy. I'm interested to look at the feedback, though. So they're all positive. Just like, yeah, good start, really quick, right. Just like, yeah, I've just described. Very, very well packaged. Oh no, I guess it's just interesting about this seller and all their items, but yeah, a lot of these, most of these, are generally what I'd expect for like prototype pricing, around the 250 to 350 mark. And then obviously you've got the Emperor Dalek prototype, which again I'm still wondering about. Here though is something that I do know is a legit. That is the Fifth Doctor prototype TARDIS, and I know it's the actual one and not just a repaint of the actual ones that were released. One, because it is clearly electronic, but also because of where the weathering's placed and the look of it and that, because we have actually seen it, that is the actual one. So yeah, and the prototype Uncle figure, seen that 1,000 times before, but yeah, he seems to be selling regular stuff as well, like just a brand new inbox chase guard, a brand new inbox special weapon tag. Here's an interesting one, a prototype of the first character option, one of the first character options Dalek releases. Yeah. So this was meant to be one of the radio controlled infrared ones you can see because of the clear plastic there. But yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, that it does seem to be more, in the legit base. So yeah, could it be real? I mean, in terms of a track record, there are definite legitimate prototypes here. There are definite legit ones here. Could there be fake ones? Absolutely. This one's a bit interesting here. So, looking at this is a one that the guy must have gotten recently. Why? Because the eye stalks. If you look at it, that is the Supreme Dalek eye. But it's the B&M version, and the reason it has to be the B&M version is because the original versions of the eye do not have a rod going through like it. It's not a full circumference circle bit at the end. So yeah, the original release would have basically a cutout at the back where the eye would clip in, whereas the modern ones are with a rod going in like that. So you can see with that these are the B&M ones. So yeah, these are the B&M prototype eyes and stuff like that, because obviously they'd have to make new eyes and that, and yeah, it does kind of match up with them. You can also see here, so as a prototype Supreme, you can also see some other eyes on the other side there, and those are some ones for Resurrection. So you got generic sort of 60s eyes and that on there. So yeah, these could be, or they could be fake. They could be ones that the guy has made. Because the interesting thing is, why would you have all of them on here at once? You know? But that is, regardless of anything else said, that, where is it? There we go. That one is, whether it's a fake or a legitimate one, that is of the B&M eye stalk. That is not of the original eye stalk, so we know that to regard that because of the way it is. So yeah, but it is interesting. I will say that it is interesting. So could some of these be fake? Could all of them be fake? I mean, not all of them. They are that, but like this one here. This one is a legitimate, more of a legitimate one because one, you can see the markings here on there, which is a thing with these. Generally, the prototypes will generally have markings on them, and that's generally to either indicate the type of plastic that is used, or mainly it's also to do with the colour that's going to be used on them as well. But yeah, it's just interesting looking at all these prototypes. Like, for example, looking at the Davros, I don't know if this is a prototype of the original one that was released. I've got a feeling that this is possibly the B&M version, because the wires look a little bit thinner. But here's also the Dalek that we haven't got a re-release of yet, but this is an original release one because of the dome lights. So, yeah. And also, obviously, because of the slats and that as well. But, yeah. I'm interested to see. Let's have a look. Let's have a look what ones have sold. Let's have a look at sold. So, he sold 4 War Doctor figures, original releases. 45 quid is not a bad price, actually. But yeah, here's a prototype masker, and I have actually seen this one before. I can't remember who's got one. I can't remember. He's he's the guy. He's the guy who's got a cartoon drawing of a Emperor's Guard Dalek, but he, I believe, had one of these prototypes. I think he had one. But yeah, this is meant to be sort of the master turning into chameleon or midway through transmission. That was a figure that never got released. So that one I know is a legitimate one. Then we've got the Cyberman figure again. Oh, can't even see the pictures on that one. Okay. Interesting. Not everything is all prototype stuff here. Yeah, some of it is just like legitimately selling stuff, so okay. So that is stuff that is sold within the last few months. Okay. Only 2 of them being a prototype. Let's see if I don't know if it lets me go back even further. Okay then. Well, anyway, that was a look at some of the prototypes. So yeah, it is interesting. It is interesting, and yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Like stuff like this and that. Yeah, fair enough. Why can't I go back on it anymore? I don't know. But there are 2 things about this that do make it interesting. Why is it prototype unreleased? I mean, that figure has been released, so it's not an the brain looks a little bit different. But what was going to say? Ah, yes. So the thing with these is that obviously we don't know if it's going to be legit or not. We don't know. I mean, you can see some other prototypes from other figures. Part of me thinks that, I don't know, I'm kind of in two minds about the Emperor Dalek. Someone said, oh, why has it got wheel? Someone said, why has it got wheels on it? The actual thing didn't wheel around. And to that I say, well, the chase guard shouldn't have a base on it, but it does because it's a figure. So yeah, I mean, it does appear to be just a rotocast figure. So I don't know. I really don't know about this one. I really don't, because it could just be something that is 3D printed. Because that is a legitimately good one that is in the 5-inch scale. So I don't know. It could be 3D. I'm just looking at the lines sort of being up there, so that could be a case of it. I don't know. I don't know. The thing is, someone said, "Oh, it's a leak of what's coming B&M." I don't think so, because if that was the case, this will be shut down very quickly. For example, if you remember B&M sets that have been leaked on eBay in the past, yeah, those listings did not last very long. And the fact that this is still up right now, you can buy this right now, it does make me think that this is, it's either something that basically Alderon's not bothered about, generally. Could be that he doesn't know about it yet, but I doubt it. I have seen it on Twitter